All right, I'm here with my friend and competitor for some history together. Local SoCal BJJ MMA legend, competed, fought, first King of the Cage champion, UFC, WEC, you name it, you've done it. Competed and fought at the highest levels, and cancer survivor as well. And now author, the master plan. I don't know how long I've been talking to you about it. Seems like forever.
It's been a minute.
Like,
I told you it was on the way.
Yeah. And here we are, man. You put it together. And it's coming soon. I just did my pre-order.
Yes.
On your link.
Thank you.
So I'm excited to get my copy, the signed edition. It's a few bucks extra for the signature.
Yeah, it's been such a journey and an evolution. And you know what's funny? I'll tell you a story. Because you talked to Dwayne, right? Like you promoted Dwayne. I love Dwayne. Dwayne is unbelievable. Dwayne is like a scientist for that.
Yes.
Right? Like just like I think I'm a little bit of a scientist for this.
It's great because you know that you appreciate you've known it for a long time. Using those days, right? King of the Cage days.
So I talked to him and I showed him this years ago. And he goes, Javi, I know it's amazing. I know you. I've trained with you. I know it's incredible. It's too much. It's too much for my little brain. You know, like this kind of an idea. Like it's too much. Like you got to make it simpler. You got to make it simpler. You got to make it simpler. So I remember when I wrote, 16 manuscripts. It was like 2,500 pages, like 500,000 words or something like that. It was a lot. And it was just a download, a list of all the moves from every position in order, in my perceived order, the detail of the move, the key detail, the most common mistake, yada, 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 yada. And I wrote the whole thing, and it allowed me to lay everything out. I go, now what? Dwayne, then I go, Dwayne, look. And he's like, no, right? He's like, it's too much. So it comes down to, now what? I'm like, okay. So let's start off with what works best first. What works best first? So then it was a testing period of like, okay, I know this one works, I know that one works. Per position, you take each position I call a perspective, right? So side mount bottom is a perspective, side mount top is a perspective. So, okay, let's take the perspective of what we got, what we have available, how people are holding us, and let's assess what works best. Same thing from the guard top, same thing from the mount. What would you teach the person first so when they walk out of class, they can go home and do it to their brother or their sister? They can't stop it, right? That guaranteed moves. Certain positions are more important than others. Certain techniques are more probable than others. There's a higher probability of success. Okay, I want those. Let's collect those and build the system based off of that. Let's start with that, because if you start the system based off of that, you can get the iron sharpens iron. Your partner is good, and you get each other better because you're aware faster. You can get to that point faster because the way that we're attacking here, we also discuss how to defend it from down here. What's the best way to defend it from down here? So the machine, to get it started, it takes a little bit. It takes, if you're starting a new academy, it takes a few cycles for people to kind of catch on. But that's kind of ultimately the direction I went. So from a Netflix of techniques where it's just so much, you don't even know where to start, which was the original idea, to now we have a systemized plan from every position, right? And what works, but not just what works in the gi, not just what works in no gi, what works with punches or without punches. I'm talking it works. It works no matter what you're throwing at it. So when you can rely on your body to move in that fashion, automatic, I call it default behavior, right? If somebody goes to throw a punch at your head, what's the first thing you do? You cover. Cover in a particular way, that's default behavior. That's from you doing years and years of repetition. But if I can get you to repeat every movement that you make throughout a controlled sequence, your mind is able to just kind of idle and be running, and it allows you to have the energy and attention to open up opportunities. And what starts happening is you start developing a buffer. So you're not so reactive and you're more calm under the tension, the stress.
You've spent a lot of years putting this thing together. You've spent your life training, competing, wrestling, jiu-jitsu, gi, no gi, MMA, teaching. What are you most proud of in this book?
I think it's a collaboration of people who have contributed, because you know who showed you that move that changed it, right? It's people who have influenced me. I think it's really to try to make things better for the next generation. Because if we can, if I was taught this, I would have gotten better even faster. So 5.5 years could have turned into 3 years. You know what I mean? You're shaving time off of the learning process. That gives us more time to focus on other things, right? So it's a more economical way to learn, I think, and move and just perform. Because we were talking about longevity. How long can you do it? Like doing it this way, you'll be able to do it a lot longer. It's more economical. I'm not forcing anything. I'm bringing things to me rather than, there's no forcing. There's no forcing with me. There's enduring, right? There's grinding, but there's not like this. You're not going to feel like an overwhelming power from me, but you will feel rapid decision making, the precision in decision making in the choices that I make, the way I've rewired my brain to know exactly what pinpoints to go to, make me in the race just a little bit. So now you're slightly chasing me in the timeline, and then that means you're burning at a higher rate. Let's go for 5 minutes. Who's going to be more tired? I know it's going to be you. There's no question it's going to be you. So within that, if you can understand how to be present, if you can understand how to learn faster, if you can understand how to be calmer so that you have the, not just the plan, but the mindset of longevity from the beginning, because we sprinted. I sprinted. You know, there was no thinking about what about doing jiu-jitsu in your 60s, 70s, and 80s. It was what can we get done right now?
Yeah.
So I've already incorporated that. So it's all of it. It's making it better for the next group coming up. So they're further ahead.
Being more efficient, hacking. I don't like the word hack for learning, right? But not shortcuts also. It's the same thing, wisdom. Right? Doing it a better way, right?
It's a collection of wisdom, because I no longer look at this as a position, as a move, and a step to the move. There's too much processing in that information, in that position. I look at it as, what position are you in? Where are your hands? And where eventually, what are my options from there? And where can I lead you to get you to your back?
I want to show this book, The Master Plan, okay? From Chaos to Clarity in Jiu-Jitsu by Javier Vazquez. Concepts. Gi, no gi, MMA.
I start
because you're a grappler, right?
Imagine.
Even wrestling, right?
I liked wrestling, yeah. I never really realized it, but a lot of people that have come through and trained with me, and they weren't my students, but they've come through and kind of trained with me and seen the way I present things. They say I'm very wrestling heavy. I never realized I was wrestling heavy, but maybe I am wrestling heavy. I hyper-focus on hand control. Most jiu-jitsu people focus on the legs. What can the legs do? Wrap around the body, climb over the head, attack the arms, squeeze the knees, yada, yada, yada. Jiu-jitsu is training your lower body to function, to be a second set of hands, essentially. But what jiu-jitsu lacks is that same focus and detail, focus to detail that we encompass with the legs, a proper clamp, a proper angle, like this high level of
on the
detail.
Hands.
On the hands.
On the hands. I like that.
So that's what I did. I just hyper-focused on the hands, because I look at you as somebody in a skin suit, right? 2 arms, 2 legs. And then where am I? Top, bottom. And then what position are we in? Where are the legs entangled? So I look at chest to chest, chest to back, and how the legs are entangled. That's it.
But you focus on the grip, like on the wrist, the hand controls, and how you control them. You focus on that, and then everything around that.
Yes, even more so, a deeper layer that I've noticed is I try to get to what I call an optimized finishing position. Maybe you get to get the guy's back, but you're having to squeeze and struggle just to hang on. And that doesn't give you the energy and the focus to be able to finish. But what if the position is super easy to hold? Now you have all of your energy to focus on the finish, and the probability of finishing is much higher if you can do that. So then the question becomes, well, what are these positions, and how do you get to those positions, right? So that's the way I look at it. I look at it as, let's get to the places that we know are easy to hold. Let's get to the places where I know I'm going to finish 80, 85, 90, 95% of the time, right? Let's get to there. So they don't tell you that. They just tell you these are the positions, but they don't say, hey, this one's more important than this one. This one, you use it here and there, but don't spend as much time there. If you're going to start off, these are the ones that they don't group things together for you to know what's important and what's not. To me, where I would start a new person is side mount. Side mount top and side mount bottom. The understanding of side mount. Why side mount, right?
Yeah, why? Well, why side mount?
Okay. It is the most stable. Well, first of all, we're either chest to chest.
There's no legs, right? Maybe there's no legs.
Yes. We're either, well, I'm going to explain. We're either chest to chest or chest to back. That's it. Okay? Okay. Our legs could either be on the side mount. They can be in line on the outside, mount, or guard. That's it. Those are the positions. Now, there's variations, half guard, configurational differences, but these are the main positions. So which one's the most stable? Let's start with stability. Mount? I mean, I'm not saying mount isn't stable if you know how to hold it, but how long does it take you to get good to hold a freaking mount? And what if the guy's bigger?
Yeah, like Hodger Gracie, his mount, right?
Yeah, if I'm 6'4",
you're not moving them,
I'm mounting everybody.
I feel you the same, the same weight, right? Like lighter weight, and there's a big guy, he's gonna buck and roll me and off.
There's a threshold. I call it a positional threshold. There's a limit to what we can do. My nephew is a big guy. He's like 350, 360. I can't mount him. Yeah, I can't mount him.
Yeah.
What do you think I'm doing with him?
Side control.
Side mount, baby. Side mount. So side mount is the most stable. I call it the central hub. That's the first reason, stability. Secondly, it's like Dallas-Fort Worth. Can you get to the leg locks from side mount?
Yes.
Can you get to the mount from side mount?
Yes.
Can you get to the turtle from side mount?
Yes.
Can you get to the back from side mount?
Yes.
Can you get to the guard from side mount if you choose to?
Yeah.
Yes. Central hub. It is the landing, stabilizing position. It's your connecting flight to anywhere in the world, right? So that's where we start. Side mount, right? Now, turtle and back mount are the same position, chest to back. The only difference between turtle and back mount is the arrangement of the legs, just like chest to chest. It's the arrangements of the legs that determine. So chest to back, the legs are either in, hooks in, back mount, or they're not. Turtle. Whether you're sitting, whether whatever, turtle. Turtle is turtle. Roll turtle. The guy rolls you over, no hooks, turtle. Still turtle. And then you have supplemental positions, arm locks and leg locks, the extremities. So notice how I started from the center and then worked my way outward to the body. And then the mechanics of the arm are the shoulder, the elbow, and the wrist, right? So the elbow is the most leveraged. It's the best bang for your buck, and the knee is. I'll show you. That's what I'm going to show you today. And the knee is the most bang for your buck for control. If you can get to the wrist and hand and hold it, get to the foot, hold it, it gives you the best leverage. But mechanically, the knee still bends, the hips. It doesn't stabilize. The elbows are much more. It's a better stabilizing because it's kind of closer to the core. So I look at the positions this way. I look at. Let's maximize the leverage.
It's interesting. You're saying side mount, side control. It's interesting.
When you're on the bottom,
how
vulnerable do you feel on the bottom? Horrible. Everybody hates being in side mount unless you understand what I call the 4 configuration. Once you understand the 4 configurations, side mount is no longer this.
What are the 4 configurations?
So there's 4 basic configurations from side mount. Chest to chest, standard configuration 4 is the red zone. I don't like to be in the red zone, is when they hug your neck and hug your arm. That's a very difficult position to get out.
Cross face.
They're hugging your neck, hugging your arm. The most difficult. Configuration 3, they have your neck, but the guy on the bottom has the underhook.
Okay.
Configuration 2, I have the underhook, but no arm on the neck. And configuration 1, there's no arm on the neck, and he has the underhook.
Okay.
There's red zones and green zones. What makes the 4 configurations different, the big key, I learned it from Salo in his half guard DVD years ago, just the idea. He planted the idea in my mind. Half guard doesn't work if they grab your neck. If you can get the arm off your neck, half guard is, you can dive, you can move. But once they stabilize your neck, it's harder. It's much harder. Not impossible, but harder. So I'm like, okay, so why do I want anybody to grab my neck? So I got into, that's where Eddie got the SCS. That's the start of what that was. It's developed into the 4 configurations.
What Eddie started what?
There's a video of Eddie like talking about, because one of my students brought it up, because Javi's saying his side mount system. I'm like, okay. Side mount is the problem. Side mount is the problem. Then the other thing is this. Have you ever rolled with the guy that you know he's going to pass? He's good.
Yeah,
the guy's unbelievable.
Yeah.
You know, it's a matter of time. You can fight it off. Sometimes you can get him, but you know for the most part, the guy's on top, he's going to pass. Then what? You got to be good at side mount. You have to be good at side mount.
I love it. It's good. It's good. We spent a couple months ago, we were teaching a lot of like octopus kind of position, right? And so it's kind of like,
it's different.
Well, yeah, but it's side control in your offensive, you can be offensive.
It's something. It's something.
Right.
It's a
if
wing.
you know the guy's gonna, pass.
What I'm gonna teach you today from side mount, you let me know. I think it's massive. What I'm gonna show you guys today from side mount. I
was trying to find that Hoyer Gracie. You sent it to me just on a good video, so I could share it to get people to come in, for them to come to the class today.
Yeah.
You know, I couldn't find. It was a really good video of Huron showing your side control escape.
Was I there? Or was
yeah,
I, oh,
yeah. It was with you. You were showing it with him.
I remember. It was a JVOS seminar. I was teaching someone basically introducing JVOS and the mindset and all that stuff. So he came down.
And he was laughing because it was something
so
he had never seen before. And it was like brilliant.
So ridiculous. It's so ridiculous. Part of side mount.
Yeah.
Part of side mount. So
I'm sure I saved it. If it's been a few minutes, a few years, you know.
When I understood that, it changed everything, because people from so the mentality, the world that you currently live in, is that when the person is on top of you, they're squeezing,
right,
and you're trying to push them away.
Right.
Let's break this down for a minute. They're in the best possible position, configuration 4, and you're trying to push against not just their weight, not just their strength, but gravity.
Gravity, right.
So it's not a sustainable battle. You either get it out or you don't, and you're tired. So I choose not to fight that battle. I choose to fight the battle of getting the arm off my neck, and I choose to fight the battle to dig the underhook. Much more reasonable battle. And the other thing too about side mount, by the end of today, you're gonna say these words.
I'm looking forward to it.
By the end of today, you're gonna say these things.
Side control. That's the word.
There is
everybody's about because you spend so much time on the guard, passing the guard in jiu-jitsu, right? Like, I mean, come on.
Okay.
We're at side control.
At the end of today, at the end of today,
or side mount.
You're gonna say, Javier Vazquez says there's no guard. There is no guard. What if there's no guard? What if I can find a way? What if I have found a way that you can't put me back in the guard? Now you're stuck in side mount. Now what? Now what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
That's what it's about. Because I know what's going to happen. There's no choice. I call them universal truths. There's certain things that are true. You can't change them. They're part of the fabric of the universe. When I grab your hand in a particular place, it is stronger than anywhere else in your hand, anywhere else in your body. When I grab your foot in a particular way, it is the strongest possible way I can grab your foot. I'm not saying you can't get your foot away, but if I grabbed it anywhere else, I would hold it less. So there is optimized control. So there is a perfect way to do it. Of course there is. So let's start with that. Let's start with that base level of information first, and then let's start worrying about moves, and then let's start worrying about steps to moves.
I like it.
You understand? So there's a chart in there, and I talk about this, the simplicity of the complexity, simplification of the complexity. And it shows like core ground positions, the 4 I discussed, and it shows main positions, which is striking, takedowns, turtle, guard, right? Then I have the positional perspectives, guard top, guard bottom, side mount top, side mount bottom. And then you get into moves. No, then you get into configurations, then you get into moves, then you get into steps of moves, down the road. By the time you get over here, you're lost.
Take it easy on Jeff Glover.
Sorry.
He already.
Sorry, you're lost. You don't even know where to start. You don't know how many of the moves are even within the realm of the important configurations.
Yeah.
You're completely lost.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. Let's build a base layer of information through biomechanics, through optimizing control, through things that are not disputable. You can't dispute me on these things.
I just opened up to a random page and the strategic roots, the influence of the art of war. You have like philosophy and all these things in there. One of the core teachings from the art of war is simple. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. This is exactly what the master plan is designed to do, to give you control over a fight before the first submission is even attempted. Concepts like funneling, fatigue generation, 2 mousetraps, the crucial battles all come from the same logic, winning not by force, but by strategy.
It's all strategy.
The JVOS mindset is a modern expression of ancient principles. It teaches you students how to think like generals, not just like athletes. It helps you understand timing, positioning, deception, and control. Just as Sun Tzu urged his readers to know both themselves and their enemies, JVOS teaches you to read your own behavior and shape the opponent's reactions in real time.
Correct.
This system is not just about fighting, it's about seeing the fight before it happens and knowing how to win it with calm, clarity, and precision.
Yep.
Nice.
It's much easier than they've made it. It's way easier than they've made it. I think they just didn't know. It was taught 1-to-1. And then poof, you got millions of people teaching classes. Like, where do you start? How do you start?
Right. Because how crazy has the jiu-jitsu, Brazilian jiu-jitsu world exploded, right? Since you first started.
Yeah, there was nobody. Nobody.
From Carlson Gracie, the Gracie family to the IBJF like tournaments.
Carlos Gracie, Gracie Baja, like right. When we came up, when you and me came up. Would you show me your technique?
No,
I'm not showing you anything.
Yeah.
Because our style was our style, your style was your style. Alliance had their style, right? All the teams.
You would learn that you would see the new techniques at the tournaments, right?
That's what we had. That was our advantage. So you didn't know what we were working on.
Paqueta, he was a Carlson Gracie black belt in Brazil. Got buy those videos or record Sport TV or a tournament, right, with those big camcorders, right, on your shoulders.
Yeah, there's no information. If you got a Gracie video, it's like, oh my God. Dude, there was no information.
Did you grow up in Rancho Cucamonga?
No. I grew up in El Monte.
El Monte, okay.
Yeah. So when you start to break the art down, you start to ask yourself questions. You just start asking questions. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing it this way and not that way? What positions really matter? I'm not saying leg locks don't matter. I mean, obviously, people are leg locking, but is that the first thing you teach somebody? Yeah, I mean, if you come by my academy and that's the week that we're doing leg locks, yeah, that's the first thing. But at the very least, you feel comfortable in the situation.
This is great. I was just watching one of those Instagram reels with Steve Jobs, how he changed the game, right? And he's like, when they started to make the Macintosh computers, like, why did you as they scaled, right? Why do you do things this way? And nobody questioned it. Oh, it's because that's the way it's been done. And then he's like, well, and then he started to ask questions like, why exactly?
Why?
And then it basically didn't make sense, but they just copied what was taught to them, but it was just a workaround. It wasn't a solution. And so he changed everything of the workflow, and then for it to make sense.
Sometimes you got to start all over. Sometimes you got to scrap what was there and say, okay, let's start with the clean piece of paper.
Side mount, side control, starting from that.
So I would say side control is my first chest to chest position. And then I would say turtle is my first chest to back position.
Say that again.
Turtle is my first chest to back position. That if you're going to teach somebody, let's start there.
Chest to back position.
Yeah. And then chest to chest position, it would be side mount. Side mount's a great place to start.
So the first one. It's when I think about learning complexity, right? Because I do some of the TAC fit and it's like applied neuroscience and stuff. And it's like simple, compound, complex. And so as I'm thinking thinking about what you're saying in that lens, it's like we're taking away the legs, so we're simplifying it, the positioning, the movements, no legs, and taking less options. So you only have certain things, and you have to hyper focus on those things, and then that's how you build. That's how you build a strong house, right? So you build something.
Let's get rid of the distractions first. First of all, you got to ask yourself, what's important? What body part causes you 95% of all your problems?
Yeah, the
So
hands.
why are we spending 10% of the time on that? That was the first one. I was like, why would we spend no time on that? You got to be able to understand how to hold the hands. You got to understand how to fight the hands one-on-one, two-on-one. You got to understand how to optimize the control on the hand. You got to understand how to absorb the hand because they're going to pull. So you got to be able to absorb it and be sticky. I'm like Spider-Man. Your hands just don't get away from me. If I touch your hand, I can follow you or bring it to me. I can bring it to me.
How did you come to, I guess, focus on this?
Fighting.
But just how did you kind of
I knew that if you couldn't touch my face, you weren't going to hurt me.
Okay.
I understood that inside control is king. I just got really good at punch defense.
Control.
It's harder to control with the gloves. You're never going to touch me without the gloves because I'm too good at holding your hands. The gloves add that. So my hands don't control the hands as well. It's still there's still ways to do it, but not as well. If you're barehanded, it's much easier for me to grab, or gloves. If you have gloves, that's cool. But MMA gloves that have the big, thick padding, tougher. Let's start with that. And the feet are the other one. How do you control the feet? Most people control the ankles. I don't. Not strong enough. People's legs are too strong. Control the tops of the toes. They can't move. You know, years ago, because spider guard. Everything was spider guard. And I used to teach seminars and be like, what if you never have to pass anybody's spider guard ever again? Would that interest you? Is that something that would interest you? Who's got the best spider guard here? Big, tall dude. Come here. Okay, put me in spider guard. Couldn't do it. Why? Because most people grab the pants. Why? Because everybody was told to grab the pants. But is the pants the most optimized way to control the legs? Gi or no gi? No, it's not. It's controlling the tops of the toes it gives you the maximum amount of control. Why do you, and then what else happens? Your fingers get destroyed. Grabbing, people pulling.
Tell that story all the time.
Yeah,
like,
I don't grab.
I do some, but like, I'm not gonna spend my life doing spider guard. You know.
Yes. And then what if I can show you how to completely kill a spider guard? You'll never put me in spider guard ever in the history of your life. And if you do, I understand how to get out of it easily. So why are we going to spend so much time on the spider guard? If it's that easily beaten, then okay, it's there. I know how to do it. Let's keep it in the background. If I have to pull it out of my pocket one of these days, I'll do it. If I decide to grab the sleeve, I can do it. I can play that game. But do I want to play that game? No. So cutting off full sections of options. So I go like this. You got this many options. I get around your legs. You have this many options. I staple one of your arms. You have this many options. Do you know what I'm saying? So of course I'm going to win. I have all of these possibilities, and you have options that I'm creating for you. Of course I'm going to win. It's rational. If I don't win, there's a problem. Right? So
are you going to create some video content?
Yes. Everything is getting put up on jvjujitsuonline.com. JVOS is already up. Common Sense Guard Passing is already up. That's a big one.
Common Sense Guard Passing.
Common Sense Guard Passing. The Meat Grinder is up, which is the fatiguing system from side mount to turtle. How to make people tired and how to finish.
Where's that? Where can you find that?
jvjujitsuonline.com. So yeah, they're getting up. I've got 5 terabytes of edited stuff that I'm going to be putting up over the next couple of years. So I've got a lot of videos. The next one that I'm going to be releasing is Turtle Top. The Turtle Attack series. Yeah.
Yeah, I love the turtle. I love attacking the turtle. Like crucifix. Yeah.
Why? Because it makes it easier to finish.
Yeah.
Is it easier to trap the guy's arm when your legs are on the side and they can focus, or when they're behind with hooks?
On the side, yeah.
See?
Gi, no gi, MMA.
Doesn't matter. It's universal.
Yeah.
So why are we spending time on things that aren't universal?
You know, I think because of the era, you were exposed and you competed at a high level at all the things gi, no gi, and MMA. So I think that gave you a unique perspective, maybe that, like, you know, today and age, right? It's definitely evolved, right? It's definitely gone down its own path. Everybody has to specialize kind of more in those fields, right? But like yourself, and we had Robert Drasdale here a couple months ago, and you know, it kind of gives you a different lens, right, to look at.
He was exposed to really good people too. You know, I think it's the people that you're around that also influence you. I was around good MMA coaches. I was around good fighters. I had to fight good guys, so I had to prepare against. You know, okay, this is the problem, right? These are the problems that we're facing in this particular fight. Can I adapt my style enough to get around your strengths, and just put you in a weaker spot? That's it. That's how I fought.
Yeah, I when we fought, I trapped your arm and I went for a crucifix, and I
You
actually
heard me say "oh crap" or what?
No, but
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, you defended it really well by stepping over my legs.
Yeah,
and so I couldn't get the arm bar.
Yeah, to peel.
And it was like, oh damn. And so I kept thinking about that for years, and then I learned like kind of like a half Nelson to open up the guy's legs if he traps my, you know, saying it's just cool to evolve.
It's consciousness,
right?
It's
like,
awareness.
Like you did something that was like that hadn't been done to me, and then I was like, I kept thinking about it for years, right?
Yes.
And then I figured some things out. That
I call that, so you had what I call a positional perspective, right? So you had spent a certain amount of time in a position.
Right.
And your awareness was slowly growing, and you got to a point where, hey, I'm comfortable. And then you're like, okay, what else can possibly be done from here? And maybe you were still in the comfort zone where you're like, okay, I'm good. This feels good. And you weren't even ready to accept the possibility of something new coming up. And boom, something new comes up. Now your awareness grows.
Right.
And you shift and adapt. Eddie too. Eddie said, oh, because one time we fought and you grabbed your belt, or I put my hand inside my belt. I did something, right?
Yeah.
And he's just like, now I know how to counter that, but back then when you did it in that moment, your mind is processing like, okay, how do I deal with this? Same thing. Boof, his consciousness expanded, so now he knows that that's the trick for that.
Yeah.
That's what I've done. Like I've just put in enough reps in the positions to know when you do this, I immediately do that. You do this, I do that. You do this, I do that. So I'm playing chess on a step-by-step basis, and I'm able to make decisions that are hard for you every time, where you have to sit there and process information every time. And then you get over that, and then my next step, now you're like, oh crap. Now you're trying to figure out how to do, I'm constantly, because I'm leading you. I'm leading you based on my decision making. I'm leading you. And there are better decisions than not, right? Some decisions, you got to know that everything is a binary choice: go, no go, turn, no turn, stand, no stand, whatever, right? So there's decisions, I can either grab his hand or not. I can either go or not. And those are those binary decisions where if the timeline breaks, and either something's going to happen this way or something's going to happen that way. So those are crucial decisions.
Yeah.
Right? And then within the timelines, there's also crucial battles. There's certain battles, like if there's 5 steps to a move, maybe 4 of the steps are pretty simple.
Right.
There's that one step that it is a battle. If you get over it, everything is good. But if you don't, that is the conflict. I'm going to talk about that today from side mount top and side mount bottom, the conflict of the bottom knee, because the bottom knee is the conflict. So how do you deal with that? So that's what it's going to be about. Conflict. Just deal with the conflict, and then what? Because I know what's going to happen next. But because I stop things in a way that isn't normal, when you're on the bottom in a live segment, you're processing, what am I doing? What do I do? What do I do? What do I do? And by that time, while you're processing that, poof, I'm already on to the next thing. So you got to understand that the reality that you're perceiving is far different than the one that I am. I know what you're feeling. I know what you're thinking. I can feel it. From me touching you, the tension in your body is transmitting information to me. Connection. Connection is tension. Connection is information. Connection is the ability to stay with. Right? So it's not one thing. It's very, very broad.
You got me feeling. You got me listening. Like in the positions, because I'm thinking about turtle. You know, when I attack the turtle, I love attacking the turtle, and I like to ride the guy's lower back. You know, I don't go all the way in the back, but off to the side, so I can feel what he's gonna be doing before he does it.
Oh, you're gonna love it.
You know, so like I hear what you're saying. I feel what you're saying.
I think again, mechanically, I'll explain to you today mechanically what's going on there, and it'll optimize it a little bit. It'll make it much easier and less work. Much easier for you to achieve it with the far less work. So if we can do things in a better way from the start, I mean, the limitations to somebody learning the system young is, I don't even know. I don't even know how can you stop it? So I think technically, on a technical basis, we're in a really good place, a really high level place. Now for a competitor, it is training your body in this method to tempo. So now tempo becomes the decision making over time is quicker, right? So that tempo, can you maintain the tempo while doing this, which is the next challenge? But if you can, just know that they're going to be far more tired than you, even though you're tired because the tempo has been increased. My decision making is faster. They're still dealing with all the problems and working and spiking. So,
who are some of your favorite grapplers, jiu-jitsu
as far as competitors,
right now?
BJ, of course. BJ was the man. You know, crazy flexibility, really tough. Just super talented. Just one of the most talented people I've ever seen in jiu-jitsu.
Yeah.
I mean,
like we're talking about Octopus. He was doing that in the UFC, right? He was doing all kinds of different.
Unbelievable. I competed against him. He beat me when we were blue belts. You know, he was a little bit ahead of me. He's been training like maybe 2 months ahead more than me, but he was a little bit ahead of me. Hickson, of course, obviously, like just mindset and finding a better way.
Philosophy, finding a better way.
You know, fighter-wise, like I like GSP. I like Khabib. Khabib does a lot of what I think I mentioned. Khabib does a lot of it. I resonate a lot with the kinds of things Khabib does. My students see it. They're like, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that. I mean, I have a lot of favorite fighters. I don't watch it as much anymore.
Guys competing right now in the competitive jiu-jitsu scene. Gi, no gi.
Marcelo's always my favorite. I know he's a little bit older.
Yeah.
But Marcelo,
no, for sure, he's one of my favorites.
That's where I started.
Time, you know, because all the stuff people doing stuff is they don't, you know, he doesn't get the credit, but you know, he's even like a seatbelt and different things like that.
That's who started it. It was a seatbelt. I got his videos and I'm like, oh, and he started trapping the arms a little bit. I'm like, okay, so trapping the arm is good. And
I don't know who didn't get his videos. The high level jiu-jitsu.
It was unbelievable, right? It was a good set, right? Especially the first one was really good, right?
It's the best.
It's the best. So, Hanzo's amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, you know, Hanzo's just all heart. The guy's like all heart. Like he fought with his heart. He died on his sword. You know what I mean? He took the bullets for the family. Like, you know, I don't know. There's something about so brave. I think he's so brave.
What do you think about the picture he has in the blue basement in New York, right? He has one picture of him getting Kimura by Sakuraba.
Yeah, I'm telling you, all heart. The guy's
he has that picture, not of him winning some big trophy or championship, but he has a picture of him getting Kimura by Sakuraba.
Honor. He didn't quit. You know, so that shows I got a lot of that too. You know what I mean? I got a lot of that too. I mean, I didn't know it. I was pretty upset that night, but, you know.
Yeah.
I got a lot of that. Like, man, like you did incredible. I was a brown belt. I wasn't a black belt. I wasn't a world champion. You know, I was just a brown belt. So I'm like, oh, great. My strength. Now I got to fight a guy who's technically better than me. I'm like, now what? So how do we get around that problem?
Was it at a Kleber Luciano tournament? Copa Pacifica?
What?
When you competed against him?
When I competed against who?
Against BJ?
It might have been.
Right?
It might have been. It might have been. Because
there's so many jiu-jitsu tournaments now. Like Kleber competed. He's got his coral belt.
Yeah, that's awesome.
And I want to do a podcast with him soon.
I like Kleber.
Yeah, he competed at the Jiu-Jitsu World League this last month. He's got his coral belt, and yeah, he's been running the Copa Pacifica. The who's who of legends have competed in that tournament over the years, and you know, a lot of
It
people.
might have been. It might have been. It might have been. Like I won when I started competing. I was a white belt. Rodrigo's like, yeah, you're competing. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, these are blue belts or not? Because yeah, you're still competing. I'm like,
where's Rodrigo these days?
San Diego.
In San Diego?
Pacific Beach.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's been there forever.
Okay.
Yeah.
He has his gym there?
Yeah, I think he just bought the building.
Okay.
Bought the building a few years ago. Yeah, he's doing good.
Good.
I know he went to China for a few years and was teaching out there, so I know he's got people out there too, or he did. So I've been influenced by really good people. I've had the chance to train with really good people, whether they're from the Carlson side or the Alio side, or on my MMA friends and stuff. Like I've been blessed enough to be surrounded by good people, and I was wise enough to be able to pick things up from them, recognize when they have good things, you know. So you just collect.
Yeah.
And this was the download of the collection, right?
How did this whole the side control, like it's kind of like but it's brilliant, right? It's brilliant. Like how like, and it's the first time that, you know, just focusing on that.
112.
Positional basics, the central hub. Turtle, back mount. There we go. Chest to back. That's it. Chest to back. Chest to chest. Yeah.
Everything goes to side mount.
Yeah. Love it.
But you didn't know that unless you saw it.
Yeah. It's cool. I like it. I like it a lot. I'm looking forward to your class today.
Yeah. So nobody's
constant core tension.
Yes, that's part of side mount. People say, "Oh, don't drop their weight." Gotta drop your weight, bro. You've got to make them care, and then you have to understand how to prevent them from breathing. Because that just adds another layer of complexity.
In Brazil, right, they call side control or side mount, they call it 100 kilos, right? 100 kilos, 220 pounds. So, yeah.
Somebody said that. You weigh like 200 pounds.
There's Craig Jones had posted something recently about the rule system in IBGF. He said, why don't they score side control?
Why don't they score side control?
You score pass, you score mount. They give you no points for side control.
Remember how you just said that jiu-jitsu
this opens up a whole new conversation.
Look. This is my argument in life.
Jiu-jitsu.
Look. Remember when you said that jiu-jitsu's kind of going down this course? You know why? The rules. Let me give you a basic example. I take you down. Tell me what the score is. I take you down. I pass your guard. Okay? I put knee on belly. I mount. You turn your back. I roll you. I end up in the guard. Okay.
In a fight.
No. How many points did I score?
You passed. I mounted. So
takedown.
So 2,
5.
3, so 5, and then 9.
Okay. And I ended up with nothing. Okay. I didn't even get penalized for being rolled. Why aren't you penalized when you're rolled from mount?
Right.
Okay. I go front headlock, snap your hands to the ground, circle behind you, trap your arm, and I finish. How many points did I score?
You snapped me down.
Snap down, front headlock, circle to your back, turtle.
So 2 kind of.
Trapped your arm as I went, took your crucifix you, and tapped you. How many points did I score?
0.
Unless you controlled,
So
if you
the
controlled.
tournaments are based on incentive. In order to win, you want points. But points and dominance and finishing aren't the same thing. They're not the same thing. How are you not going to reward circling the turtle? How is that not a takedown? How is trapping your arm not, potentially dangerous or potential finish? How is that not scored admirably? Does that make sense? It makes no sense. So the incentive of the points and I mean, we're talking huge businesses that are designed around this idea to produce competitors for a system that is flawed.
I mean, like when you do the IBJJF, like black belt kind of, when you get your certifications, whatever, the rules and all that, the goal of IBJJF is to not make it an Olympic sport. It's for it to be effective in a fight.
Not.
But it's not.
But it's not.
But it's not, especially somebody it's fought for. Man, if I roll you from the mount, like that's huge. That's a turn
Top
of
to
a
bottom.
fight. Yeah.
I call that a tension shift. The whole dynamic of the fight changes if I do that.
Right.
And I get 0.
Right.
Yeah. It
And
makes
just
no
some of
sense.
these things, it doesn't make sense. You can be
Correct.
dominating somebody.
Nobody asks why. And if you ask some of the, because I've asked some of these guys. There was years ago when I had a gi sponsor who had an amazing gi, ultralight.
Mm-hmm.
It was made of ripstop, so the whole gi was ripstop. So the pants were light and the top was ultralight, breathable. You had a collar so you can grab, choke, whatever. Thin, comfortable, illegal. I go, why? They're like, because it's not grippable. I go, what do you mean it's not grippable? Put it on. Bonk. Choke them. All right. What do you mean it's not grippable? Oh, because they don't have a reason.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a reason. They don't have a good reason because nobody's asked them why. Right? I don't know.
It's so I appreciate the how far it's come and how organized it is and how established it is. I do appreciate that,
Yes, I do
because it's
appreciate
been around, since the beginning, kind
25
of,
years or whatever.
more, 30 years, right, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
It's given an outlet. It's allowed champions to come up,
Positivity.
great champions, yeah.
Positivity.
But for sure, like if you're saying it's supposed to be like a real fight, then it should be like a real fight, scored like that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because with judo, it turned into something else, right?
Correct.
And they don't want it to turn into judo, jiu-jitsu.
Too late.
Yeah, so yeah, like you can be dominating somebody, and you can I can be dominating you, and you're winning because you have an advantage or 2 points or something, right?
100%.
And I can be getting 30 advantages, complete dominating, almost submitting you, almost doing
and you're running and you're running and you're running.
right, and then I can lose.
Correct. Makes no sense.
Doesn't make sense.
Yeah. So, but if you try to question these people running these, they get upset with you. They
Changes
don't
are
hear
hard.
it.
Changes are hard, right?
Changes are hard
to
Changes
do,
are hard.
especially in that scale of an organization. But some of the the leg reaping, I understand, right? And now it's good that at least in no-gi in black belt divisions they're allowing heel hooks, right?
It's crazy. It's crazy.
I mean, at that level, it's like professional levels, right?
Come on.
And they're not allowed to do heel hooks, right?
It's wild.
Yeah,
It's
until
wild.
recently.
It's like jiu-jitsu with bumpers.
It's
know
like
what I mean?
you shouldn't. It's like. And I think the ADCC, well, they Mo invested a lot. They invested a lot in promotions and everything else in ADCC the last 5-6 years, right? So that's made it grow a lot, no gi and stuff. But I think a lot of it too is like the primalness of the tournament makes it fun, especially young guys, right? You want to be fired up, guys celebrating. You remember that match? I don't know if you watch all the gi matches, but there was the finals of the Worlds, and a guy won literally the last second. He jumped up, ran into the crowd, hugged his teammates,
And they gave it to the other guy.
He came back, they disqualified him.
Unbelievable. It's crazy.
You
It's
know,
crazy.
It's just to get to that level and then have something like that happen, right?
It's wild. I've seen people weigh in, and they spill water on it, and then they're over. I'm like, why are you weighing in with a gi? Why don't you just strip down, weigh in? Why make it consistent, right? Some gis are heavier than others. Maybe you get wet.
I mean,
Maybe-
they have. You've seen that Jiu-Jitsu World League, right?
Yes.
And they're really great with their organizations as well. And then they're more. They have. Listen, you're a white belt competing. If you're over, or you're over a little bit you can weigh in and then maybe win again. Then you're not gonna be automatically DQ'd because you
No, they
weighed in the
DQ
wrong
you
way.
right there.
And you're paying a couple $100, right? And then because you weighed in once, but okay, you're over a gram or whatever. So go run around and come back and weigh in again.
Wild. It's like the customer service is brutal, man.
And so
Brutal.
think some of those things, and that's why I think Jiu-Jitsu World League is growing so much. And you get 2 matches minimum, so maybe you get your butt kicked by high level
number one
competitor.
seed.
Yeah, and then you get to go again, and you can see where you're at, right, and grow and learn, right.
Yeah, there's
So it's I think that's why the Jiu-Jitsu World League has been growing a lot, you know, with the
Good.
kids and adults, and the
they
customer
need
service as well. For example, if you can't go, something happens last minute, they'll refund you or give you credit easily.
Common sense. It's common sense. You gotta be decent with people. Like, have enough respect to let them run and go spit it out or whatever, right? Like, like, I understand about scheduling. I understand about running on time. I get that, but come on, bro. Let's get real.
Right. I was just thinking, I don't want to sound old. Remember back in the day, the guys running the tournaments, and
it was chaos. Back in the day, it was chaos, bro. What, Matt? You're supposed to compete at 1. It's like 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock. You haven't gone yet. Your division, there's still one belt behind.
Hey, that still happens, man. There was some guy they gave one of our guys the medal. He fought like 5 times for bronze, and at the end, when he's going to the podium, the other guy's like, "Well, we're supposed to fight," and they're like, "Oh, we fucked up."
But it's very rare that
It's
like
very rare.
that.
No, it's
But
very
but
rare.
it can still happen.
But it
But back
happens.
in the day, it was just
It's a different
nuts.
level.
I think back in the day, it was gangs against gangs, man.
that it was gangland. I always said that.
Yeah, it's like.
You had
being a big team.
the Carlson Gracie. If you were the Carlson Gracie, the Half Gracie,
That's right. And everybody brought like a crew.
a crew, because it could go down, right?
You
You
never
gotta
know.
be prepared.
You never know. You never know.
That's how it was. When they jumped go kart, that it was that vibe at the time, that was the energy.
I just tried to be nice to everybody. Good show. Be nice to everybody. But things are a bit different now. Things have evolved. I think we have to evolve.
Mm-hmm.
I think we have to save time. It takes too long for guys to get good. It shouldn't take that long. I mean, at least competent, you should be able to do that. It's like, well, what's the balance? You got to be sparring all day or drilling all day? Like, what's the balance? You got to throw out that whole model. Let's start fresh.
I love it. I love your approach. I love your perspective. Smart jiu-jitsu. Smart learning.
Yeah. I just put the reps in, man. That's all. My career was just a test lab. What works, what doesn't, what's consistent. And then over the past, after I was done fighting, it kind of gave me a little bit more time to delve into the positions maybe I didn't spend as much time, like turtle bottom, right? Like you want to be doing MMA in turtle bottom? Not really, right? So you kind of try to avoid that. But when you have the time, okay, well, let's figure out what's our best option from here. What's the best way to kind of approach the problem, So I always kind of take that approach. What do you want the end goal to be? This is where we're starting from. This is what the person's doing. What do you want the end goal to be? You should know, Where are their hands? Where are their hands? That's the first question. What configuration are we in and where are their hands? Everything else follows a plan.
Where are their hands? Yeah.
Think of that first. Because that's what's going to cause you the problems. So you focus on that. I don't see your body. I see a target. I see a target. I see a target. Target. I know where your targets are. There's no body. There's no emotion. There's no empathy. I do what I do not because it feels good, not because it's nice, not because of any other reason other than it works. That's all that matters. Does it work? Does it not work? Well, if it's hard, okay, good. It's hard on you, even better. My job is to make your life as miserable as possible. To have an experience that is unpleasant, so the next time that you think about rolling with me, you don't want to.
I'm thinking about your story, right? You started with wrestling, yes? You wrestled in high school. What high
I
school?
wrestled at Arroyo.
Arroyo, okay.
I went to state. I took fourth at Masters, and then I went to Mount Sac, and then I wrestled there, and I took seventh at state.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I started jiu-jitsu in
How
97.
did you get into jiu-jitsu? What made you go into jiu-jitsu?
UFC 4.
UFC 4. Hoist Gracie,
Dan Severn.
triangling, Dan Severn.
Yep. So I'm like, that's where I started learning about punch defense. I'm like, he's not getting hit. How is he not getting hit? How's that possible? And then that's where I started. I'm like, so when I started fighting, I mean, at first it was like, oh, we'll do tournaments. And then I was like, oh, let's do slap fighting. It's like, oh, okay. Well, this time they're throwing punches. I'm like, okay, we could do that. I can still take people down, right? And it's like, you just evolve with it. I evolved with the sport. I was like the boiling frog, you know? Things got hot, but it wasn't like it was hot from the beginning. It was like, we started wrestling, and then the temperature gets turned up. Okay, we're doing submissions now. Then the temperature gets turned up. Okay, now we're slapping each other, and the temperature gets turned up. Now we're punching each other. Temperature. Now we're kicking and elbowing. So for me, it was like kind of getting used to it. It's not like all of these things all at once. It was like kind of getting used to things over a period of time and adjusting, and then people learning and new guys coming out and doing things, and oh, that works, and then kind of, you know, discovery phase, I guess you could say. Evolving, and there's a book called MMA Evolution. Do you ever read that?
Who's it from?
I think Goldman?
I think so, yeah.
Eddie Goldman, I think?
Yes. Uh-huh.
No Holds Barred Evolution. I think it was Eddie Goldman.
I think so.
It's an old book.
Yeah.
But basically talks about like the evolution of it, like from Coleman to Kerr, you know. So from Coleman to Kerr. Then before Coleman was Fry, so it was from Fry to Coleman, Coleman to Kerr. You know, then it was Randleman. You know, so it was the wrestlers era, and then there were first it was the jiu-jitsu era. Then the wrestlers came in and beat them. Then the kickboxers slowly started.
Mo Smith, right? Maurice Smith.
I hated that fight, man. That was a heartbreak.
The head kick.
Heartbreaking.
Mark Coleman
fight. I'm like, because Maurice Smith was talking so much crap. I'm like, why is this kickboxer? Kickboxer's not, you know.
But what did he do? He escaped, right? He got back to his feet.
Tired. He just did enough to not get hit.
He didn't take damage.
Correct.
Got up, stayed calm, knew that he was going to end up there.
Yep.
Accepted that, and found his way back to his feet.
Yep.
Mark Coleman
gassed out. Yep. Coleman didn't even think of the possibility that could happen.
Speaking of strategy, right?
Yeah.
There you go.
Coleman wasn't even thinking about getting tired. He wasn't even thinking that Maurice Smith was going to be able to do anything. To him. So that's a wake-up call. It can happen. You know?
Yeah. Man, I wanted to talk a little bit about your cancer journey. We talked about it last time, you know, but I wanted to, just because I think it's relevant to like who you are, right? And if as a fighter and just your approach to things. And how has cancer, having cancer, how has it made you a better person?
Well, it definitely made me appreciate the fragility of life, and that it could end at any time, right? You don't think that. You think you're invincible. So it's made me a lot more present, you know, and then during the healing, you know, what I had to do for the healing, it put me in my body, right?
Present in terms of what?
I just couldn't be present. I was just somewhere else.
Always chasing something?
Always chasing, I'd win something, just throw the medal in the box, move on to the next thing. There was no appreciation for the moment. There was no enjoying the accomplishments, celebrating the accomplishments that people say it's important, right? I'm going to be 50 here next month, and it's important. You know, I tried to do a little something for my birthday, like where I wouldn't do much before, just because everyone is a bonus. For me, every one of them is a bonus. What could I have, you know, all of this couldn't have been done if things have gone a different way, right? None of this would have been able to happen. So it gave me that. It gave me kind of a connectiveness. And then, you know, the food, you know, connected me to, you know, what kind of food I was eating. It connected me to how I was feeling, how to read my emotions, how to regulate my emotions.
Being more connected with yourself. Yep.
And then being able to have the same buffer that I give you with technique here, I feel like I have a little bit of that in life, right? Whereas everything I felt was so chaotic, it allowed me to breathe and be able to kind of...
Instead of being so reactive,
being...
more intentional with how you live your life.
So I think I was a little bit of a seat of my pants in some ways. I'd make kind of rash decisions. But I just had to rebuild from zero, man. I think I was in as low as you can go. So I just had to rebuild.
I got to go a different way.
It wasn't working. People get sick. That's your body telling you that whatever you do isn't working. So you have to shift. If you continue to go along that pace, people go to the doctor and they tell them, you got to stop drinking. And they don't stop drinking because they're so programmed to the drinking that they can't stop themselves from it, you know, and you either make the right binary choices. It's those moments in life where if you don't make the choice, you keep going down a certain path. If you do make the choice, it's that breaking point where the timeline starts to separate, you know, and then the amount, whether it's a little bit or a lot, depends on how massive of a choice it is, right? If it's a big enough choice, you can really redirect your life. You know, same thing here. This is just a timeline.
What's kept you and then going down that line from deviating?
Now it's how many years can we get, right? Now it's how long can I do this? I've been cycling. I've been cycling a lot, and I've been figuring that out. And my knee has gotten a lot stronger. I'm starting to get muscle. Like for years, it just wouldn't fire. So I was basically fighting everybody on one leg because my leg wasn't really firing. Because after the fight, it got really bad, right? And and it's only been in the past like few months where I'm like walking and not hurting. Like there's no pain, like or minimal pain. Like I still can't bend it all the way, but like the regular stuff doesn't work. And the other day I was like putting weight on, like I was wrestling. I'm like, oh my God.
The same knee that in our fight.
Same knee. So it feels like when I'm riding, I can feel like I can put power down again. So it's been.
Did you have a previous injury to that knee, or that was a?
No, I had torn it before.
Okay,
and then
gotcha.
I tore it again.
Yeah,
and then
that
I
was
tore
really
it
bad.
Again.
Oh.
Yeah, the second one was worse, and then the third one happened again. So every time I corrected to go that way, got hurt. I kept fighting to keep doing it. I felt it was important to fight in the UFC. I think, I did all these things, and to not fight in the UFC, it would have really bothered me.
Unfinished business.
Yeah, I had to. I mean, I had several chances before, multiple chances before, so I had to do it.
Yeah.
For my own sanity, I had to do it.
Because what was it, Elite XC or Strike Force? What were the ones before?
Elite XC, Shudo. Shudo was fun.
Yeah.
I almost did the Affliction show, the second one, but got canceled. King of the Cage.
Yeah, but the UFC is the UFC, right?
UFC is the UFC.
Yeah.
Are you a UFC veteran? No. Okay. Well, you suck. You're a UFC fighter. It's like, okay. Did you win? That was the other one. I had one fight. Did you win? Oh, yeah.
You fought Joe Stevenson?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's funny. Huh?
It was
King of
good.
the Cage veteran. Yeah.
I hated fighting Joe. I didn't want to fight Joe. So.
When I was asking the question about like the silver lining, or how has it made you a better person? I was thinking about in my book, right? I was diagnosed with multiple sclerosis in like 2012, and I was always chasing like the next tournament, the next fight, the this and that. And my wife was like, "Well, are you going to be happy then when you accomplish that?"
Yes.
And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll be happy then," And then there's always the next thing, right?
Correct.
And one of the things, the blessings that have like the MS diagnosis and then just the whole thing, was that it forced me to slow down and enjoy the moment, connect more with people, and happiness. Her telling me like happiness is a choice. You can be happy.
Yep.
You don't have to win that tournament.
You don't have to get it from the outside.
You don't have to win that belt. You got to win that gold medal.
And I started thinking to myself, once I win that gold medal, what am I going to do? I'm just going to throw it in the box. And
yeah,
it doesn't matter.
Like you just said, right? It's going to put it in the box and you forget about it, right?
The material things like that I didn't care.
Right.
I wanted the respect of my peers. I wanted to, not the fame. It wasn't a fame thing, but it was just like, oh, Javi, okay, he doesn't suck, right? He's good, right?
Yeah.
I just wanted people to be, respectful of my ability. That's all. That's what I did it for. Wasn't the medal. I don't care about.
You're wired a certain way for sure, like to compete and fight and do these kinds of things, right? But man, you can be happy doing it, right? You can be happier, right? We can be happier at
I was so
doing
stressed.
it.
It was so stressful. I would compete. I'm like, I like it. I would like tell myself I liked it. I'd be like stressed out the whole time. Like, do I like it? Do I like it?
I remember cutting down to 145 pounds. For me, that was like more than I think for you. But I cut down to 145 pounds.
Yeah.
For that ADCC trials. It was nuts.
Yeah, it wasn't easy for me either, but
yeah,
it wasn't easy for me. Yeah, and then it's like you go all the way over there. You know, I like going and getting a check. You know, I like going and then having a check at the end.
What's
of
crazy is how small those checks were back in those days, right?
Yeah.
Compared to like hopefully bigger checks now for most of the guys.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
It doesn't look like it's much bigger.
I know.
Doesn't look like it's much bigger, but it's nice to see how things have evolved. Even the jiu-jitsu, the competitive stuff, it's getting a shine, right? Whether it was Craig's thing or ADCC or even Halleck's thing, the Metamorphs thing, that was cool.
Yeah,
you know.
Yeah.
As far as like the production and stuff, I thought that was
the first like super fight kind of professional jiu-jitsu event, right?
Yeah.
Like really.
One of them, for sure. One of them. I think
it had the Budo, right? The Budo. Was it called Budo? It was like a Hickson Gracie was involved. I think.
But I think
Bushido or something.
Budo Challenge.
Budo Challenge, yeah.
Yeah, Budo Challenge.
Lovato had competed in that, and a couple of bigger names.
Yeah, I don't remember.
But the Metamorphs was that
was the big one.
That's
the one that got the press.
Yeah.
That's the one that got the press. But it had a great look. The way that they did the mats, the visual, the lighting, like it was a really nice setup. I really liked it.
And I think it opened up a lot of doors, right, for jiu-jitsu.
Ideas,
right, for people to do more professional events. I think we had, was it Rob Drysdale that was telling us that back in the day, like they had the world, right? And so every year you had only the best guys like Marcelo Garcia, Teddy, like Marcelo Garcia told the Rob Drysdale, like, I competed against Teddy like 4 times in like in a year because there was only like the Brasileiro, the World, the Pans, so you're facing the best guys every tournament, right? But now there's so many tournaments, who's number one, this and that, the best guys where that same guy they don't face each other for years maybe, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, if you're in the area, but if you're out of state, you're not going to fight that guy. If you're in the area, that's where you're going to get most.
There's just so many selections, right? So many options to compete in, and that's great. We're saying it's a positive thing, right? Because it's
not just that, but the organizing. There's the software for like running the tournaments and stuff. So it's a better experience than paying $50 for a tournament, waiting all day, and then finding out that your match took off because it was taking too long.
Yeah, but for the professional competitors, right? It's nice to have these options of making some money.
Wonderful.
Right? I mean, you remember if there was an event that paid $500 or $1,000, like all of us went to that place, and wherever it was,
Yep. Yep. Yeah. I mean. They've got it good. They've got it good.
Yeah, now there's options, right? And that's great.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even the way everything looks and runs, like it was so chaotic at first. It was wild. It was super chaotic at first. Jiu-jitsu tournaments were brutal. They were brutal. So, and there wasn't like a one tournament was brutal. It's like all of them were brutal. Now most of them are running pretty smooth. You're kind of competing within an hour or so of when they say that you're going to compete. That's reasonable.
That's great.
That's
I mean,
reasonable.
like, you got it dialed in, right? Within like 30 minutes, they're pretty much right on it. So you could tell your family and friends to come at that time and
get out of there so you don't have to be there all day. Yeah. Well, I mean, again, the rule set will dictate what everything looks like. And I don't know if those rules are going to change anytime soon. I don't see anybody really pushing for the change. People have just kind of accepted it.
Yeah, the IBJF, you have the ADCC, you have like different organizations, right? I mean, Gracie, Eddie Bravo, the EBI.
That was the best rule set. I've competed under a lot of rule sets. I like that rule set. I think the matches are long enough. I think the overtime gives a finality to the situation. At least it puts it in the competitor's hands.
Yeah.
It's the option of being able to do things. You get some choices. And action-wise, because of the freedom of not being penalized for landing in bad position, it created a better product. The freedom of movement. You kind of restricted the way things looked, you know, because you have to hold and stop and make sure you score. Like, it kind of stops the flow of the match, you know.
Yeah. So this book's coming out when?
April 27th.
April 27th. Your birthday.
My birthday.
50 years old.
50.
Young. 50 years young. I'm right there with you, man.
Are you ahead of me or behind me?
I'm July.
So you're
a few months younger than you, yeah. So 5 years, where are we at with things? With you and jiu-jitsu, you and life?
The focus will be in the next 5 years to get all the systems out. We're starting putting together associations. And then I want to be able to hand off the baton to instructors and be able to have them teach the system. So my job now is to get a group of guys, a group of black belts that want to learn the system, and understand how to teach it and incorporate it. And then within 5 years, so within 10 years, usually takes 3 to 5 years to get an academy to a decent level from scratch. If you've got nothing, just a system, it takes about 5 years to get it to a decent level. So in the next 10 years, I think in 10 years, you'll start seeing some products being produced, some guys that are solid, some at least recognition for the effectiveness of the system. So my goal would be to have 200 academies. That would be my goal.
Cool. Well, I look forward to being your student today, learning from you.
Thank you. Let me know what you think.
I was a fan, yeah, and love talking about the master plan. You've been talking about it for, I don't know, it seems like forever. But really happy to see you finally put it together and on paper.
Yeah.
And I ordered my pre-sale book on, where's it at? On your website?
It's on Victory Publishing. Publishing.
But I'm sure if they look it up, they can find it.
Yes.
The master plan from chaos to clarity in jiu-jitsu. April 27th.
That's it. Thank you, Alberto.
Thank you, brother.
Appreciate it.
Thank you, man.
Yes, sir.
Teach me how to flow.